Hi everyone, it's Mandy here, and today I'm really excited to introduce you to Angie. And Angie's doing some amazing work in yachting. We only met recently actually through the Life for the Living event, and she's just the most amazing person. We were supposed to do this the other day on Sunday, but we went walking and we just had so much fun together. The whole interview went out the window and we concentrated on having coffees and dogs and having the most beautiful stress-free day. So Angie, I'll let you introduce yourself to everyone. Tell them about what the course you're running, who you are, what you do, why you're here.
Okay. Well, hello everybody. I'm Angie, and I actually run the online purser training course. It's been running now for just over a year, and it's been absolutely amazing. Feedback has been phenomenal. So I'm super happy with that. My background though is actually nothing to do with yachting. I was a beauty therapist and hairdresser for years, and I had a salon in Florida for about 8 years. And my passion at that time actually was more in the holistic healing. So I was renowned for massage therapy, in particular cranial sacral therapy and smarter emotional release. So it does give me my link then into the Life is for Living, plus my own personal journey, because I've kind of gone through some very up and down times. And I actually fell into yachting, finding myself. So instead of a lot of therapy, which I did sort of do, and loads of drugs, which I didn't do, I decided to go traveling. So I did, and I travelled all through Central America and got down to Panama, where I then started hitchhiking on sailboats across the Pacific. So a bit of a story, and I got into like the proper yachting by knocking on a motor yacht hull and saying, "I've heard you need a stewardess, and I think I can do it." They just looked aghast at me. And I'm like, "Oh God, I don't think so. What is this crazy woman doing?" But they were desperate for a stewardess and said, "Yeah, okay, well, we'll give you a go." So they did. And then they asked me to stay on and finish the season. And they were so lovely. They took me to Australia, where I was aiming to go. And I got off and did my STCW training. And then bumped around Australia for about 4 months, as you do, before getting back to the Med and getting into a proper job.
Amazing. And so you've obviously, had quite a lot of experience on the boats, and now you're looking after lots of pursers and getting them trained up as best they can be. And so you're speaking to lots of people in pretty stressful environments, and you've been there yourself. So what would be your main tip? Like if someone could do something for 5 minutes a day, if someone could, when the stress is on and they're feeling a bit grumpy or short, or someone's really annoyed them, what were your main coping mechanisms? And what do you say to your girls and guys that you train up how to deal with the stress?
The thing that really worked for me, and it works from even when I was a stewardess and deck stew, cook stew, and then even as purser, for me nature is so incredibly calming. Even when it's being down with rain, it's just magical. So I would always go outside on deck, get some fresh air, and just watch the world go by. And sometimes greeted with a beautiful pod of dolphins jumping and playing, sometimes an orca whale or a turtle, or just even nothing, just the waves. The sound of the sea is so incredibly calming. And just have 5 minutes taking some very deep breaths and looking at nature at its very best just totally put me in a totally different mindset. It was brilliant. but I still do it.
Oh, I absolutely love that because I love how simple this can be. You don't need your phone. You don't need to have Wi-Fi. You don't need to be listening to anything in particular. It's just so perfect. You're just like, just taking 5 minutes,
Yeah.
do not think, and stare at the sea.
Yeah.
And what a wonderful therapy. And it also, I guess, helps remind us of why we all went on boats. Like maybe some people were there to make money, but most of us jump on boats because we want to be at sea. We want to be wild and free and out in the elements. And sometimes when we're like, 3 stories down and cleaning toilets, we forget why we started and we forget to be outdoors. I notice when I've done some stints and I've been on board teaching the ship captain's medical, and earlier in the year I had to stay on a boat, and I noticed that, I said to them, "Oh, where's the gym? What do you guys? Can I come and work out with you guys? Like, what are you doing for exercise?" Because we're on land, in a yard, and no one did. Everyone was just sitting, going to their cabins and watching TV. And I found even in the yard, just going for a walk to the nearest pretty spot and staring at the sea, sitting on a rock, even near a shipyard, was so soothing. And I was like, "Come on, guys, why don't you come with me and do this?" Because I've only been on board 5 days and I'm going bonkers.
Yeah,
Exactly. So, and it can be that easy, right?
I know, and I have to admit, I actually don't understand the crew that have this massive cabin fever. They have to go into their cabin, and it's like then going on social media, or they're going to sleep, and it's like you're actually being very unhealthy because we're breathing nothing but recycled air. It's dark, we've got no proper daylight coming through, and especially in my cabin. So, and my cabin, I had no windows at all. So, even though it was a sanctuary at night, because I liked it to be really, really dark, but I would never go there and just rest during the day. I'd be like, I'm in a coffin. So to get outside and get some fresh air. But yeah, I see so many crew just go and hide in their cabin, and even on a day off, they stay in their cabin. What's wrong with you? Get out there, explore. Yeah, get some exercise.
So important. And that's why, like, yeah, we've set up these groups like Wild Women Mallorca, Wild Tribe Mallorca. It's because if I could give advice to my younger self, it would be get outside. On the days off, yeah, sure, we all need a few drinks. It's a healthy and social fun thing, but you don't need to drink from 5 o'clock on Friday till 4 o'clock Monday morning. Hire a car with a group of friends, find the closest mountain, find the closest bit of nature that you can go and get your feet on the earth and be free.
Yeah,
Really
exactly.
important.
Exactly. But also, I think as well, we have to be aware that a lot of crew, they do get on board, not necessarily for the adventure, they get that along the way. But a lot of them are running away from something and they're searching for themselves. And I know that really helped me search for me, and I found what kind of ticked my boxes. But they could also be having some real issues themselves. They may not have dealt with some stuff from their past, or maybe in a really bad relationship. And so being on a yacht and then staying in your cabin and not necessarily interacting with other crew in a healthy manner or getting outside doesn't lead to a very healthy person or a mindset. So it's very important to kind of have that in the back of the mind, and have your toolbox and your go-to release, preferably not necessarily always alcohol, or no, it's going to be a little, an important part of it. But to be able to figure out you have to kind of dig inside, and you need different methods and coping mechanisms to be able to do that.
And thank you so much, because that's exactly what this week's all about. And hopefully with the people we've introduced everyone to, you get some good ideas. But I think it's a good thing to notice if the crew members staying indoors too much, if you can monitor yourself and think, hang on, this is the 4th week I've had one day off or 6 hours off, and I'm choosing to stay in my cabin because I'm exhausted, then maybe I need to find a way to resolve this and get a bit better.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Beautiful. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time today. It's been beautiful. Angie will put her details below if you're interested in doing her courses. If you want to find out more about her, then yeah, we'll put the links below. And it's been beautiful. Thanks so much.
You're very welcome. Have a fabulous day.
You too. Lots of love.
Bye.
Bye.